welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, my lord, Karlie Redd, at this point, it is just super embarrassing. What's going on with her? Like, is she not embarrassed running after this man on the show? Like, what is going on? Let's get into it, people. Well, guys, people, my name's Christy Crew. Let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Now, this week's episode, I felt like the main key parts were obviously, you've got Sierra basically trying to encourage Renee Rucci, who I really like, to, make amends with Erica Banks after their fallout. She ain't really too keen about it, but, she's kind of pushing the issue with her. So Renee's like, well, I'll think about it. We've also got Bambi and Karlie obviously linking up. Karlie's doing a singles mixer event and telling her about that. And, of course, Bambi's filling her in on what happened with her and Mama D and the car crash of a meetup that was. Then Karlie's telling Bambi, obviously, about, her guy, Kai, and how he's been cheating on her and she's done her investigation and now she wants to do revenge. I'm like, Karlie, grow up. Dash away the man and move on. Like, what is this nonsense about? Anyway, Bambi is of the same opinion as me, which is why you're doing that. It's just making no sense. When we see Erica link up with Yandy, because they go to make some lotions and stuff, she's basically, sharing with her that she's still working with 1501 because she's still in contract, and then brings up the fact that Sierra wants her to meet with Renee Rucci. Yandy's obviously saying, yeah, do it, but just make sure you're accountable and glue your wig down. And she offered to go with her. We also see Amy at her photo shoot, and Bambi pulls up on her. And, she's letting Bambi know that she's finding it a bit difficult with Mazy, particularly finding out about his child. And she feels like he's slipping back into his old ways. And you've got Bambi kind of, warning her, saying, look, don't get lost like she did, because she felt like she lost herself. And, just don't get caught up in it, basically. Now, Karlie Redd's singles event, I was just like, this is interesting, because you've got Karlie introducing Bambi to some dude called Alpha. And I thought to myself, that whole questioning, like the whole line of questioning that Bambi was doing, I was like, Bams, what is really going on here? Obviously, she's asking him, the normal questions, but then it's do you have a mother? Bambi, you are a mother. What do you mean, does he have a mother? Yes, he has a mother, and so you want to write him off because of Mama D. I understand the trauma that Mama D has put you through, but honey, you cannot be running around asking people if they've got a mother and if they're deceased or not. Like, what is going on? You just got to hope that whatever you get next, it is not like Mama D. But that did make me chuckle slightly. As for Jessica White, and I've always said that I don't feel like she fits into this show, but how is she turning up raving drunk to the event and just shouting loud and obnoxious? I was like, this woman is drunk. What the hell is going on? She did make me laugh though in confessionals when they asked her about getting drunk there. She was like, no, she arrived drunk. I was like, yeah, you definitely seem like you were way out of control, yelling at the man. He was talking to Bambi, just doing the most. I just was like, yeah, please send her home. Somebody send her home in a car, make sure she gets safely and, fixes up herself. Now, Karlie and her, getting her lick back. Now, she's invited her friend, Summers. Is this Summers, I think he's called? They were very, very flirty. She's being very petty, talking about, she's free tonight. And I'm just looking at her, just thinking, you're just doing all this to get back at this man Kai, who's not even all that, like, he's punching with you anyway. And I'm just like, what is this all about? Just dash away the man. But of course, it doesn't go like that. This is Love and Hip Hop. So we also see Sierra and Yandy at the batting cage. Then Renee arrives. And this is the whole supposed meetup with Erica Banks. Renee is in the batting cage getting her batting on, and she's very good at it. And Sierra's doing that as well before, trying to avoid getting hit by the balls. And then you've got Erica, who calls Yandy, or Yandy calls Erica, whichever the way it was. But we get to find out that Erica is not coming. She's out drinking. I was thinking, how rude and rank. And she must be really scared because of, Yandy telling her to glue her wig down. I suppose that might have made her think, shit, I might get punched in the mouth again. So, of course, Yandy's not happy because they've all come there to try and make it all kind of kumbaya moment, which isn't going to happen. Renee, of course, is also annoyed. So she's just like, whoa, you got to beat up. It's okay. You got to take it out sometimes. She's hilarious. But I feel like Erica wasted all their time. She should have been grown. Instead of just sitting in confessionals, being a confessional thug, I felt like she should have just came and been grown, and it probably would have cleared the air. But it don't seem like she's got that in her because she's running her mouth on the phone instead of just turning up. And like Yandy said, instead of telling me this, you should be talking to Renee about that. At that point, obviously, Renee's not impressed. She's on the floor rolling over. She's just like, yeah, she was not impressed at all. So I didn't go nowhere whatsoever. Renee feels like it's her mouth that is the reason why she got hit. And obviously, she's still on the phone talking about, she don't see why she should do this and she don't see why she should come. It's just like, why you didn't just message the girls to say it's not happening? Instead, you're on this, FaceTime bugging. And it definitely seemed like Renee called it right when she was at the shop with Sierra and she tried to open up that umbrella in the store and said this is bad luck, like an omen that they're not supposed to meet up. And yeah, it definitely seems like that, because with Erica not even bothering to turn up, it was like, well, what is the point of all this so-called, sit down? She really just wasted everyone's time. Anyway, we also see Amy and Mazy. Mazy's on the road with his clothing line. Amy's definitely not impressed because she was saying basically his clothing line was in the stores at one point. Now he's on the road. So somewhere along the lines, Mazy messed up something. But obviously, we already know Amy's pissed off about finding out about Mazy's child, which she hasn't even told her mum or sisters about. So we know that she's pissed off about that. But then she's also letting him know that she needs him to pay at least half of the rent. He's talking about he's self-employed and he ain't never been stable. And all the times that they've moved, it's been because of her and her success. So I'm like, yeah, this isn't sounding good, honey. He's saying that he doesn't have the resources. He hasn't got a family in ATL and he was from the streets. But to me, whilst I understand some of that, I still feel like some of it was excuses, because you just got to pull your socks up and keep it moving. Maybe because I feel like because he knows Amy is set, then maybe he's looking at her like a little bit of a cushion for himself. She gets emotional. He's asking for another chance, but she said that she's done with it. She'll support him from a distance. So in that scene, it looked like they were over. But, this is Love and Hip Hop, so we don't know that they're really over. Now, the last scene was a double date with Bambi and that guy Alpha that she was chatting to at the mixer, and then Karlie and her friend, quote unquote, Summers. Now, I thought it was interesting because, Bambi's asking, how do you feel about Karlie? And he knows about her situation with Kai, so I thought that was interesting because obviously they've been friends for a while, apparently. He's been waiting in the wings. Karlie's talking about how Kai sent a girl a ring and how he's basically been cheating for ages. So Bambi's asking her, so why are you straddling the fence? Good question. So Karlie's talking about, well, they still work together, they still live together, they're still kind of linked in together, whatever. Then Kai calls when they're having a double date and she steps outside, leaving Bambi with the guys. And you've basically got Kai on the phone going off on her about where is she, and basically acting like he's stalking her, because he basically was stalking her because he pulled up on her because she must share her locations with him. So he's pulled up on her and don't forget, she's out on this double date and it looks like she's at Summer's house. So Kai's pulled up and, it's just all went left from there. So he pulls up talking about, you're here out here having a double date. If he's just a friend, we can make it a table for 5. Then obviously Summer's at his the door looking at like, you're on my property essentially. And it all just went left. It all went left. You got Karlie yelling at this man. The man's obviously stalking her because he's turned up on her, talking about, what you're doing here kind of thing. Her attitude is, well, you've been cheating on me. Da, da, da. It was just a whole hot mess. He's gone back to the car. She's running after him back to the car. I'm just like, Karlie, you've done all this to get revenge. And now you're standing up here acting like a fool, embarrassing yourself. If you was going to be Miss Revengeful, you don't go chasing the man. You meant to act like you're unbothered. That didn't happen with Karlie. Karlie's chasing after the man, arguing with him outside the car. The man's in the car like he's locked up in the car with the window just about cracked so he can say what he's got to say, which is, oh yeah, you're out here on a date with a man with cheap jewellery, which made me chuckle a little bit. But I'm just like, the whole situation was very embarrassing. She's trying to take off her shoes to try and hit the man, but he's in a vehicle. Then she throws her phone at him, which goes into the car. It's just like, duh, what are you thinking of? He ends up dashing it a bit later. It's just a hot mess. You've got Bambi there trying to calm her down. It was very embarrassing. And poor Bambi, I was thinking, this is your first double date and this is nonsense you're dealing with. This is absolutely ridiculous. And Karlie, we know, she's been dating on this show for years, since its inception. So what the hell is her problem? She's getting older. To me, she should be acting a bit more wiser. If the man is giving you bun, as in he's cheating on you, dash away the man. There's other men out there. Why is she out here embarrassing herself? I have no idea. It's not like she's an ugly woman. She's not. She's an attractive woman. She can get another man. But I feel like because she's out here acting like this, you're going to be attracting this type of energy of a guy, because this guy is really told you. You said to him, he's seen prostitutes. He's telling you, such as Michael Jordan. And what does that have to do with you? That alone in itself should let you know the mentality of the man. Dash him away. It's as simple as that. All this, oh yeah, we live together. Well, you got your own house. Didn't you buy a house next door to Spice? Wasn't that a whole mix-up in the first place? So you have your own yard. Go your yard and dash away the man. It's because she's in cahoots for her record situation. She's already got her record label. If she signed the paperwork already, then that shouldn't be a big deal. Just get on with it. But we will see what happens next week. What do you guys think of the show? What do you think of the whole situation with Karlie? Do you agree that it was highly embarrassing? And as a grown woman and as an OG of Love and Hip Hop ATL, she should be acting much better than this. To me, this is very low par. Anyway, as usual, I'd like to take a look on socials, and I looked on Twitter to see what people were saying about the show. Here are some tweets that made me chuckle. Anyway, people, what did you think of the show? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.